Thank you. So once and for all, I'm going to share with you how cities of any size can attract young professionals into their communities to work and to live, to generate revenue, and to enhance the overall persona and the essence of a community. I'm going to give it to you very quickly. I'm going to distill it down, and I'm going to cut through all the nonsense. All right? We're going to give it to you straight. And by the way, you're going to learn about some unknown Nobel Prize winning research as we quickly go through this quick overview or summary. If you understand what I'm going to share with you in the next 3-4 minutes, you'll be able to revitalize your entire community and move forward with a sense of confidence that we can get these young folks to come here, to stay here, to become leaders, to contribute to the fabric of the community, and establish a new legacy kind of step or movement into the future. I'm Lynn Hidderocker right now, and I'm going to share this idea with you. Now, there's 2 dimensions to this discussion, all right? Who are the people that we want to come here, right? And what does the environment or the community have to look like in order to be attractive enough to them so that businesses will also kind of follow the talent and say, well, there's a lot of people there that we'd like to use and we can weave them into our operation. So we've got the individuals, we've got the environment. You want to consider that, and we're going to focus on that certainly. And we also have the companies or employers. Those are the 3 players in this discussion. This doesn't have anything to do with taxes or, frankly, quality schools. These are all nice things to have, of course. But the fundamental thing that these young folks want is twofold. First of all, they want an interesting job challenge. They struggle themselves with meaning and fulfillment and whether or not this is really worth it all and all that kind of stuff. They want something that is interesting, which is typically new. Just think about that for a second as you think about the employers in your community. They've got to be constantly moving, redefining themselves, moving out of the box, utilizing technology to come up with new projects, new products, new services, whatever it is, and utilize these young people to spearhead projects, right? Make it happen. This is what they're craving. They're looking for not necessarily the highest paying job, although that's of course nice, not necessarily something with the greatest perks or whatever, but they want to get out of bed every day feeling like they're making a difference, doing something special, something interesting, something new. So think about that for a moment, all right? Now, the environment that they want to come into, this is no surprise, is downtown. Now, during this whole COVID thing, they're going to go to the suburbs. We know that. But basically, generally speaking, long term, they're going to want to be downtown until they start having children, and that'll change things down the road. But what they're looking for is a place where they can live and work at the same time. There has to be some density. And again, during the COVID-19 thing, of course, that's not going to be too popular. But long term, that's where it's at. But here's the idea right here. And listen to this. If you can remember one thing, remember this. All right? About, recently, 3 years ago, 2 scientists in Northern Europe were given the Nobel Prize for figuring out how visual imagery, stick with me now, impacts humans' emotions. Yeah, fascinating. That correlation, the scientific correlation for that had never been made before or proven before. And of course, they went through many years of testing, et cetera, et cetera. Bottom line is, if you see something, this is a big idea, high contrast. Think of the Taoist symbol. I think we've all seen that, the circle with the black and white and the curvy line in the middle. It's a great example of high contrast. High contrast. The human eye goes right to the line in the middle where the white meets the black in that particular example. And it elicits, it goes into our brain, goes into the retina, and goes into the middle of the brain to our visual cortex. And when the visual cortex, of course this all happens in an instant, when the visual cortex receives that impression, it's an energetic impression, it stimulates the visual cortex and the hormonal system so that our bodies elicit or evoke or dopamine and serotonin, right? So those are mood-altering natural hormones inside of our body. All human beings have them. And if you wake up someday and you're in a good mood, you're in an excellent mood, you got that hormone, you got some dopamine floating through you and so on, that's what I'm talking about. That is an incredible biophysical and psychological breakthrough. Now, so what does that mean in the context of creating a downtown that young people like to say, hey, I like it here, I want to be here? Well, if there is, think about the exterior of a building, whether it's an office building, could be apartments, could be retail, could be mixed use, whatever it is, doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is if there is high contrast, as I've just explained to you before, with art, for instance, there can be high contrast on the exterior of the building. For instance, steel and wood, porous wood. Now those are two very opposite building materials, but when they're utilized on the facade of a building together, and they come together, and there's a break right between the two materials, it stimulates the visual cortex. It creates a sense of, it's a positive mood, a little more energy. Now imagine one block after another, after another, after another in your downtown, having all these great buildings, all these different businesses and so on, and they all are utilizing what I've just shared with you, which is building materials, wood and metal, wood and acrylic. Opposites. I'm sure you understand here, we're talking about high contrast. Opposites. Something incredible to the human psyche that responds to that, even though it's kind of subtle and maybe a little subconscious. Now, this is, and by the way, this whole idea goes interiors. Now you have civic managers say, I can't be telling people how to decorate the inside of their store or their office or their lobby or whatever. You definitely want this high contrast design that I've just shared with you so that when they walk into the building, say, this is a pretty cool downtown. I like this place. I like this office. It just feels good. I like the vibes. I like the vibes. I like the vibes in this place. I might want to live here. Maybe I can live upstairs. They have apartments up there? That's what we're looking for right there, right? And then communities become formed. They're very eclectic communities, right? Not everybody is the same. Opposites, contrast, whether it's in the design of our environment or the kinds of people we have in the room or whatever. This is what we're talking about, is attracting people that prefer eclectic, diverse environments, people, ideas, thoughts, whatever. Are we starting to get the picture here? Now, the people that we're looking for, we've got a word for them. We've got a word for this entire design scheme, and that word is, of course, it has to do with contrast, urban natural. It's a great word. Think about it. Urban is fast, dynamic, metal, steel, movement, industrial, right? Natural, organic, centered, serene, kind of relaxed, big picture, dreamy, Mother Nature, green. Now you take these two elements, whether it's the word urban, natural, you put them together, it's a fascinating combination word. And it also describes hey, downtown, your downtown is urban natural. It's got like wood and everything's together and all this contrast. This is a very hip place. It's an urban natural downtown, attracts urban natural people. There's over 50 million, think about that number, 50 million urban natural people in America today. They might be the single biggest voting bloc in America. And by the way, they don't care about Republican or Democrat. I'm going to tell you that. They don't even care about all that stuff. They're thinking at a different level. In fact, their values are very much different. But that's okay. You can definitely work with that. You can design your downtown. You can design your office to attract urban natural people, make it urban natural interior, outside. So somebody says, well, how do we get these people there? Well, now we're going to talk about something that most economic developers and civic officials don't talk about at all. They don't talk about it at all. That's called marketing. Marketing, right? Now, we've done site selection, and we try to get people to set up businesses and have frontage roads. We'll take care of your utilities, all that kind of stuff. Marketing. Have a brand. stand for something in your city, in your community, your downtown, whatever it is, you have to come at these people, the urban natural people, with a message that's meaningful, authentic, truthful, interesting, visual. Visual. That's right. So now you know. Now it's all downhill from here. All you have to do is A, design your downtown, focus on downtown, get all your municipal funds, bonds, whatever you've got to do, and redesign. And by the way, don't call the architect and say, come up with something. Don't do that, not yet. Say, here's what we want. This is architecture and design that's created to attract a specific demographic, psychographic target segment, right? Don't just, hey, this will be cool. Here's a neat picture. Make that nice. I don't know. It looks okay to me. I don't know. That's what the architect said. No. You're going to be more conscious, more deliberate. We're going to make high contrast facade areas for downtown on this block and that block. We're going to go up to the second level and the third level with offices and residences. And then we're going to go out and find those people, urban natural people, and say, come here. Come here. This is you. We've created this community for you. That's how you get it done. Yeah. And that's really all you have to worry about, essentially. Now, you're talking about a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of energy. That's okay. Don't let it get all segmented and disparate and cut up and, that committee. Have the vision. Have the urban natural vision. Focus on urban natural people. You'll be fine. 10, 20 years from now, you'll say, man, I'm so glad we went down that path. We're an urban natural city, and we're proud of it. We hope to see you again. I'm Lynn Hinderhocker. Give me a call. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Thank you.